And so the new album, Still and Bright, is out. It's been out for a couple of months, and you made it here in Nashville with Butch Walker.
Yeah.
How fun.
Yeah, that
Wow.
was incredible working with him. You know, it started out, you know, I first met him at a Georgia on My Mind benefit at the Ryman a couple years ago. Amy Ray of Indigo Girls, you know, invited me to come be part of that, and I met him there. And then it started out, we did a couple of co-writes. We co-wrote I Will Not Go Down and Never Alone on the record. And then over time I was like, well, do you want to produce it? Are you available for that? And it all came together. And he was an absolute joy to work with, just incredibly open and warm and, you know, the right amount of like confidence and also like humility as well, which someone in his stature, like it'd be very easy for someone like him to just be arrogant and whatever, and he's just not that. And like I think he's a good example of how you do it.
Yeah,
you know,
and you're going to get a better performance out of your artist if you're just on the same level, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So it's cool. Yeah.
Very, very cool. And so he's on Silk and Petals on the album, but that's not a co-write between you two. He's just singing on that with you.
Yeah, he just gets vocals. Yeah. Because I wanted to kind of be like a duet kind of thing, and it was good.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
It's very good. It's super cool. That song in particular kind of has a little bit of almost like an 80s vibe. I really dig the sound, like sonically, you know.
Yeah, no, thank you. Yeah, I kind of wanted to make it more of because the subject matter is like this, you know, very dark sort of ghost love story kind of thing, and you know, usually in my past I used to kind of like really kind of lean into the kind of heavy like doom and gloom kind of vibe, and I kind of wanted to switch it up and make this really sad song and like make it into this nice little bop that you can dance to, but if you listen to the lyrics you can cry, you know, kind of thing. So
cry while you're dancing, you know, works for me.
Cry and dance at the same time. Yeah.
Why not, right? The album is full of really cool collaborations, though. Tell us about your other guests on it too.
Yeah. So Billy Strings played and sang background vocals on I Will Not Go Down.
Wow.
And I'd been wanting to do something with him since Turmoil and Tinfoil. And so finally there was a place where once we recorded the song, and it just seemed like the perfect one for him to be on. And fortunately we were able to catch him while he was, you know, off the road for like maybe a couple weeks.
A minute, yeah. Right.
So
he was with you then.
Yeah. He came in and because we had already laid out all the tracks and everything, but yeah, he came in. I got a chance to meet him, and he did like eight takes just off the top of his head, and it was.
I'm sure they were all perfect, right?
Yeah, it was great.
He's really kind of amazing, and that song is so powerful. The first time I heard it actually was I was driving, and it came on WMOT. Shocking, I was listening to WMOT, and it wasn't my show. I can't remember. I think it was Webb Wilder that played it, and we had just gotten the single. And I mean, I almost had to stop the car because that is such a powerful song.
Thank you.
And you two together are just incredible. I mean, the musicianship is off the charts, but your voices blend really well as well on that.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you
and
so
then
much.
S.G. Goodman.
Yeah, S.G. Goodman. We were trying to like get together to do a co-write, but we couldn't make the timing work. But then it was just like, well, just come in and sing on this one. And got a chance to meet her too in person, and it was awesome. So,
super cool.
And then Abby Kaplan, I co-wrote Die Slowly Without Complaint with him and Jeremy Latito, and then he guest vocaled on that, and then did some background vocals on God's Under the Mountain. I heard his album Floating on a Dream, and this is before I knew he was like part of the Pentatonics or anything like that. And I just like reached out to him on Instagram, which I don't normally like reach out to people about stuff. I'm always a little scared of rejection. I guess I still have that going on, but I just dove in and just did it, and he like responded a few hours later, and then in a couple of months we were in the room writing, and he's just amazing. I mean, his voice is incredible, and it was awesome to be able to sing with him too. So it was cool.
That's a super cool story that you just reached out on Instagram.
Yeah, I was like, well, what's the worst that could happen?
Right. You know, so, what? He's just not going to respond. That's okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's super cool. I'm really glad he did respond.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Another great pairing, and this album kind of feels like sort of a continuation or sort of picking up where Wary and Strange left off. Like I could really feel some real deep anger in issues going on in Wary and Strange, and they're still there, but I feel like this one has a little more hope if that's the right word.
Definitely. I mean, a lot of the songs on Weary and Strange were songs that I had written, like, 4 or 5 years during the time I was going through the turmoil. So it was kind of interesting, so many years later, it's finally out in the world. And even though I've been, like, working through a lot of those things, I kind of would feel kind of pulled back into those emotions because you're talking about your trauma and your grief, like, repeatedly to people. And that was something it was an unintended consequence of releasing the record, after all of that, because, I never would have thought that. I was thinking, oh, I got this. I can talk about this all day, and it doesn't affect me. But ultimately, it did. Yeah. And so really, what I realized eventually was that, in order to move forward with writing, I kind of had to really change my approach, because a lot of my songwriting was the catalyst for the songs was the grief and the anger and all those kinds of things. And, like, I didn't want to rely on that anymore because I'm trying to, like, have a more balanced emotional palette, in life. And so yeah, I ended up just finally just having to rethink how I write songs, and started just writing about things that I'm interested in or things that I've been thinking about. Like, instead of being so self-absorbed in my own, like, emotions and insecurities, it's been such a relief to be able to kind of look more outward on songs too, and, like, write about observations and stuff like that. Yeah. So it's been such a much more fun experience creating when it's not all directly tied to a place of, like, trauma, So it's
it feels like growth too. I mean, it feels like, and I'm sure for you it does too, but that's kind of how I feel. I mean, sonically, it's just brilliant. I love the sounds, and I've mentioned the musicianship several times, but, those heavy beats in some of the songs, it's almost industrial feeling.
Yeah,
It's heavy,
Yeah, it's really incredible, yeah.
Then there's some really beautiful light moments, too, like the song Spaces and some of the other songs, so.
Yeah, I played with, in the band, the band was incredible that was on it. Ellen Angelico played virtually all of the strings, the dobro, the pedal steel. We shared acoustic rhythm guitar work as well. And then Matty Alger, who's also based in Nashville, and I've known him for several years. He played drums on everything and the percussion and stuff. And I love both of them, and it was cool I've always wanted to kind of work with both of them in the same studio, in the same room for a record, and
wow,
it
super
worked
cool.
out. Yeah, so it was
cool.
cool.
In the song Empire of Love, you mentioned Johnson City. Is that your hometown? Is that where you're from?
Yes.
Sure.
Well. Not from there originally. I'm from Chattanooga originally, but my father was born in Johnson City, Tennessee, and he would come up there during the summers, the whole family, way back in, the 50s, 50s, 60s, somewhere in there. But yeah, they would come up, and so we moved there in, like, 2006. So I've always had ties there. I've always gone up there for, like, holidays and stuff like that. So
gotcha.
But now to just be there. Oh, another person I forgot to mention, Tanya Elizabeth plays fiddle,
Very
also based
cool.
in Nashville.
Yeah.
And, like, honestly, it was so amazing for her to work with her too, because one of my favorite bands is the Ducks, and
cool.
she was one of the founding members of the Ducks, and, like, the fact that, again, before I even asked if she could be available, like, I remember a few years ago, she, like, followed me on Instagram, and I'm like, oh my God, she knows who I am. So it was a dream to work with her too, and have her incredible fiddle work on that. That was cool too.
I love that, yeah. Well, we're going to hear some songs from Still and Bright, and whatever else you feel like playing for us. Please make her feel welcome. Give it up for Amythyst Kiah, live on WMOT.
Thank you. Golden dawns, there are kingdoms come and gone that we'll never know. My religion is none at all. I build my own cathedrals and let them fall. 'Cause I don't want a theatrical accuracy of some idle ideology. We're all made from stars from above. I pledge allegiance to my soul. I follow where she needs to go. I'm a pilgrim for the empire of love. Oh, oh, Johnson City, Tennessee, my home in Appalachia is still calling me. Give me a mountain, something divine, a river that can carve its way through stone and time. 'Cause I don't want the accuracy of some idle ideology. We're all made from stars from above. I pledge allegiance to my soul. I follow where she needs to go. I'm a pilgrim for the empire of love. I'm a pilgrim for the empire of love. Oh, well, I don't want the accuracy of some idle ideology. We're all made from stars from above. I pledge allegiance to my soul. I follow where she needs to go. I'm a pilgrim for the empire of love. I'm a pilgrim for the empire of love. I'm a pilgrim for the empire of love. All right, thank y'all so much. That one was Empire of Love. I co-wrote that one with Sean McConnell, another incredible Nashville-based artist. So it was really fun working with him too. This next one is Silken Petals, and talked about it a little bit earlier, but to try to give the short version of the story, I call it my ghost love song because the story is based off of a show called The Haunting of Bly Manor, and there's a character, she's known as the Lady of the Lake, and she's a ghost that lives in the lake in front of this big manor that she used to live in and used to run the house. She was the lady of the manor, and she was betrayed by her husband and her sister. It's a whole thing, and she ends up in the lake, and for about 200 years, she wanders the property and wanders the house looking for her daughter. And the main character in the story, who ends up kind of being the hero, she ends up absorbing the ghost into her. You should watch it to find out how. If you like jump scares, it's a good one to watch. But anyway, and so she absorbs the ghost into her own body. And then she and the gardener, they run off together and escape the house, and they live a wonderful life together for a few years, but the ghost starts slowly taking over her body, and eventually she ends up having to go back to the manor, and she drowns herself because she doesn't want to kill the one that she loves. And towards the end, the lover that was left behind, she leaves the door open every night so her ghost can come and visit her. And I just thought that was such a powerful way to take these two characters from two different time periods and interweave their stories of grief and loss, and they somehow found each other in a way. So it's just, I don't know, it was just an incredible way to tell that story, I thought. And so I decided to write a nice little upbeat song to tell the story. So this one's called Silken Petals. I don't feel like myself at all. Is there a ghost in me or just a love song? Waiting for you every single day. The door is open if you come home. I don't feel like myself at all. Is there a ghost in me or just a love song? Waiting for you every single day. The door is open if you come home. Quiet rage lingers on. A chest of silk and petals sinks into the floor. The promise of the gift was broken. Now everyone who crossed her path, the necks were snapped in half. Just like promises on. Just like promises on. I don't feel like myself at all. Is there a ghost in me or just a love song? Waiting for you every single day. The door is open if you come home. I don't feel like myself at all. Is there a ghost in me or just a love song? Waiting for you every single day. The door is open if you come home. Waters rush to fill the void, a vicious cycle that she never can ignore. A faded face and failing memory, her body's numb, her mind is buried in pain from life before. Betrayed and left behind. Betrayed. At all. Is there a ghost in me or just a love song? Waiting for you every single day. The door is open if you come home. I don't feel like myself at all. Is there a ghost in me or just a love song? Waiting for you every single day. The door is open if you come home. I don't feel like myself at all. Is there a ghost in me or just a love song? Waiting for you every single day. The door is open if you come home. I don't feel. All right, thank y'all so much. So when I was about 15, 16 years old, I was kind of a socially anxious, angry kid who watched The Matrix while living in Christian conservative suburbia. And I went to Hot Topic and had my parents buy me clothes as my way to, like, counter that. That was my countercultural rebellion, was to go to the mall and buy clothes at a store. But you got to start somewhere, right? But yeah, I had written a song and performed it at my high school talent show called Play God and Destroy the World. And while I don't remember what the lyrics were or how the song went, I know that at the time I was probably pretty scathing and pretty angry. But after so many years later, and after having life experience and meeting various people and realizing that a person's character at their core is what matters, and whatever a person decides, whoever a person decides to worship, or whatever the spiritual path is, if the person is still trying to have a good heart, then it doesn't matter. So what I learned was it wasn't Christianity that I needed to be upset about, it was the people that seemed to forget who Jesus Christ was for some reason. So at any rate, so I wanted to kind of go back and revisit that moment, but writing it from a more, I guess, a more adult perspective, a more mature perspective. So, so yeah, play God to show the world. Child, I wanted to play God and destroy the world. Suburban smiles were just a fraud. Is it yourself you serve? Well, you taunt us with the crosses you had behind. I see through them all. And when I was a child, I wanted to play God and destroy the world. Darkness, find the green. In the darkness, find the green. 'Cause we're all going 6 feet underground. Ooh, child, I wanted to play God and destroy the world. 'Cause self-loathing and anger from fighting convention only go so far. I wanna burn every cross that you had behind, but we've seen that before. So I'll open every chakra, set all of my wards. In the end, we're all darkness, find the green. In the darkness, find the green. 'Cause we're all going 6 feet underground. We're all going 6 feet underground. We're all going 6 feet underground. Thank y'all so much. Yeah, got the banjo. There was a brief moment in time where, after Wearing Strange, I wanted to play electric guitar and acoustic, and there wasn't any banjo on that record, so I I did a blasphemous thing, and I didn't bring a banjo on tour for many, many months. And I tell you, it feels good to. After that, I was like, I need to start writing more songs on the banjo. I got to bring this guy back out. So. So this next one is kind of started out as a poem that I'd written many years ago. I've been keeping journals throughout my life, and I every once in a while I'll go back in time and pick one and see what past Amythyst was thinking about. And in high school, I had learned about the Crusades that happened in Europe back in medieval times, and this was during the whole time where I was like, questioning religion and spirituality and all those kinds of things. And I ended up writing a poem about it. And then after finding it all these years later, I was like, maybe I could do something with this. So. And then Butch Walker helped me co-write this one and flesh it out. And really the song ended up being about so much more. And it really ended up, it's about just standing up for yourself and not allowing someone else's dream to overtake your dreams. Because I think it can be kind of easy to do that sometimes. So this one's called I Will Not Go Down. I will not go down. I will not go down, down, down. I will not go down. I will not go down, down, down. I will not go down. I will not go down, down, down. I will not go down. I will not go down, 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 down. Bread covered in blood to ease my soul. Bread covered in blood to bring me gold. I came to fight for my kingdom. It cost too much blood for God to come. Someone coming? Is anyone coming? No one's coming at all. I'm the witch inside this fear. Every spell's been broken here. If I'm left to be all alone, I kill the beast all on my own. I will not go down. I will not go down, down, down. I will not go down. I will not go down, 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 down. I'm the only one to ease my soul. I'm the only one who's in control. All this time I've served, but now I see Thanks so much. How's everybody? Y'all still doing all right out there? Everybody having a good time? Awesome. I'm having fun too, so. I'm thinking for the next album, it'll be a meditation album, and it'll just be me tuning my banjo for an hour, and then have like samples of birds chirping and rushing water and stuff. We'll see. I've got to keeping that up in the back of my mind there. So speaking of meditation, this next song was inspired by me deepening my meditation practice in 2020 because it seemed like a good time to do that. So, and honestly, it was such a huge help, and it really really played a huge role in inspiration for the record, For Still and Bright. So yeah, I think this might have actually been one of the first songs that I had written that would eventually be on the record. So this one's called Space. Why am I so compulsive? I wanna crawl out of my skin. Why am I so repressed and still learning how to live? My screams and my dreams are met with silence as I stare into the black mirror. Chest made of glass, hoping that someone will notice. Give me space, give me space, give me space, give me space. When you're covered in mud and soaking wet, just close your eyes and remember your breath. Our dreams and our screams are met with silence as we stare into the black mirror. Chest made of glass, hoping that someone will notice. I'll give you space, give you space, I'll give you space, give you space. Thank you. Thanks so much. All right. Well, I got a couple more for you, and this one, I wanted to get my my dad, Carl Felix, to come out here, join me on this next one. Yay! Hello. So, my dad has been like 100% so supportive throughout my entire music career. And we would travel, he would come out with me on the road, he'd drive and sell merch and help me get organized because he was in business management for decades, and I didn't have very good time management or organizational skills. So he helped me not be a complete mess out there on the road, all while believing in my dream and being so supportive. And he's the reason I've grown to love all different kinds of music. And yeah, it's just been amazing for him to be part of my journey, you know? And we've gone through so much together, so it means a lot. And so I wrote this song, Dead Stars, and I realized that, there was a section that I wanted to have a solo section, and I thought to myself, oh, it'd be so cool, because my dad whistles. He's whistled my entire life, and he's so good at it. And I thought, this could be a really cool moment to have this. And so he came down to Nashville and came down and got to meet Butch Walker and recorded the whistle right there in the studio with him and with both of us there. So it was such an incredible moment. And we played the Opry last night, and he was able to come out and stand in the circle. So. And it's been great. It's been great to have the family here. My fiance Jessica also came up too, and she got to go to the Opry for the first time. So it's just been amazing. My birthday was a couple days ago, so it's been a great birthday week all around. All right, enough about me. Enough about me and my dad. I'll start playing the song.
Earlier this year, I was light years away from fresh wounds trying to heal. When two women on the train had a bottle of champagne, and I asked if I could have a glass too. Out the window were fields full of sheep, and I envied them, please take cognitive thought from me. And all I can think is how she lied to me. Well, how could this be? What made me think that I would be spared? It's not like I didn't lie to you. I no longer claim to be a victim of a crime. We were two stars that just burned out. We were two stars that just burned out. When a dead star believes that there's much more to see, She carries on in the cold and the dark for a chance to reemerge from a train ride from hell, one day to be a faded memory. Well, I hate what you did. It was wrong, unfair, but the red flags meant nothing to me. What does that say about me? What made me think that I would be spared? It's not like I didn't lie to you. I no longer claim to be a victim of a crime. We were two stars that just burned out. I no longer claim to be a victim of a crime. We were two stars that just burned out. We were two stars that just burned out. We were two stars that just burned out.
Well, that was actually the last one. So sorry, y'all. Talked a little too much. Thank y'all so much. Love y'all, and we'll see you down the road. Thank you.
Okay. Amythyst Kiah, thank you so much. And what a treat to have your dad out here. Oh, give it up for Carl again, you guys. That was amazing. Thank you so much for playing for us. Still and Bright is out now. Highly recommended. It's really a beautiful record. Amythyst Kiah.
Thank you all.
I'm Anna Lee. Thanks for being here at Riverside Revival for WMOT's Wired In. We are going to reset the stage, and we'll be back with Ron Pope. Don't go anywhere. Been a minute. Here we are. So you have a new album that's coming out on Valentine's Day. Aw. And the big news tonight I'm excited about is that the day that American Man, American Music comes out on Valentine's Day, Ron Pope is going to join us for Finally Friday. Yay! Me too. But we get a little sneak peek on some of these new songs tonight. Now, you've released a lot of singles, though. Well, the thing is, they're really new, so nobody's going to be none the wiser. So
yeah, when we make the mistakes, they'll know. They'll know the kind of mistakes we might make. You'll get it.
Hey, we're going to have a good time. We're just happy you're here and playing some of these songs for us. I've played, I think, every single that you've released so far on my show because I just love them.
Well, thank you so much.
Oh, they're just so good. I feel like you've been, I mean, obviously you're very prolific. You write a lot, but it seems like we talked early on in the pandemic when you were doing The Builder. 3 volumes you ended up with, right? Just releasing songs and telling stories, which you're so good at. But so now you're here at this point. Just take us a little bit on your journey from what went on during the pandemic. What were you diving deep into and getting into writing new songs like you've just done?
Wow.
Sorry.
We're starting with the easy questions tonight.
Right.
You know, I really dove into my family, and I think that kind of was, a lot of people did that, certainly. I dove into my cooking a lot. That's not in the music.
That's cool, though.
I started, you know, it got to the point during the pandemic when we couldn't go anywhere where my wife came into the kitchen one day, and I was listening to Dean Martin. I had my apron on. I'm making an elaborate pasta dish and drinking a glass of red wine, and she was like, "Hey, this is great, but it's 10 o'clock in the morning. Maybe wait just a little while."
You know what, though? All concept of time was thrown out the window, so you're good.
Absolutely.
Well, you know, speaking of your wife, there's a song on the album. There's a couple of songs on the album. There's usually songs on the album about your wife, but there's one in particular about, it's just kind of about everyday life, making coffee in the morning. Tell me the title again.
The song is called "In the Morning with the Coffee On."
That's
so you
it.
got all the words.
Yeah, something like that, right? No, but I love the feel of that song. The video is really beautiful too. Tell us a little bit about the video.
Well, we have these incredible friends, Sean and Kirsten Hagwell, and they've made so many beautiful videos for us over the years for many of my songs. They made one for Wait and See a few years ago. It was really beautiful. And we just had such an incredible collaboration with them over a long time now. And so that was their beautiful concept, you know, of a couple growing up and coming of age together and growing old together. And they made it so beautifully because they're really good at the stuff you look at. I don't know how to do that. So I know how to make the stuff you hear, but I don't know how to make the stuff you look at, and they can really make the stuff
Well,
you
it's a
look
perfect marriage because it really sounds good and it really looks good too.
Oh, thank you.
I also have to point out Mama drove a Mustang too because, I mean, I love that song and my mom drove a Mustang as well.
Oh, really?
And I love the photo there's a photo of you in front of I don't know.
66 Mustang. Yeah.
Is it a 66?
Yeah.
I was going to say 67, but I only saw the front, so I couldn't really tell, you know. My mom's was a 67, but she waited until she was in her, 70s to start driving that thing.
That's awesome. Well, my mom was 24 when she got her Mustang. She was newly divorced, and she had always wanted one, and so she got a Mustang that year. My mom actually got a new car today, but she's really turned down the dial on her life. She got a new Hyundai today. As a grandma, she's a lot more chill. When she was a mom, the dial was turned to 11 at all
That's not
times.
her Mustang in the photo, though, is it?
Oh, no, that's not her Mustang. That one we got rid of a long time ago. We got a minivan after that.
Gotcha.
She calmed down over the years.
Well, it's a super fun song. The songs on the album that I've heard so far are great. I can't wait to hear the rest of it, and I can't wait to hear you play some tonight. Give it up for Ron Pope.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ron. And introduce us to this amazing band you have up here when you get to that, too.
I'm just going to make sure that my instrument is in tune one more time because we had to take them outside. So here we go. Everybody ready? Okay. 1, 2, 3. I am taking a train to Virginia. I am drinking and passing the
time. Outside my window, there's fields colored emerald. Above me, there's hazy gray sky. 6 feet of red clay above me is all that could keep me from you. You're in my dreams until you're in my arms. I pray I'll be seeing you soon. And all at once it started raining. I looked up and cursed at the sky, but the sky, she don't care much for curses. And I feel like I've lost my damn mind. 6 feet of red clay above me is all that could keep me from you. You're in my dreams until you're in my arms. I pray I'll be seeing you soon. Won't you lay down beside me a while? Come lay down beside me and rest. My body is hurting from a long day of working, and you are the thing I love best. 6 feet of red clay above me is all that can keep me from you. You're in my dreams until you're in my arms. I pray I'll be seeing you soon. You're in my dreams until you're in my arms. I pray I'll be seeing you soon. Thank you very much. We decided tonight to bring the acoustic instruments. So we do kind of two things. In one of the things, we all jump around. Well, Matt sits down the whole time. Actually, he's lazy. So he's the drummer much of the time. So I'm kidding. It's very hard to play the drums. Give it up for Matt, by the way, playing banjo this evening for you. And so in the band part of the show, and the jumping around part, Zach's the bass player, and Matt's the drummer, and you're the fiddle player some of the time, I guess. Yeah, I don't want anybody to find out either. Because then they're gonna know. That's like my big secret is that I have a friend who knows how to play the cello and also the violin, which is not a normal thing. You're a magical beast. You're like a unicorn.
Thanks, Ron.
Yeah, I called you a beast because you're like a boss.
I think a beast is a great thing.
Yeah, like a unicorn. You
Yeah.
are. Unicorn is a beast. Anyway, so we do that, and then we do this too. And I thought it would be fun to just sit here and do the quiet things. And so the next song we're gonna play, when I was much younger, a long time ago, my uncle, he used to work for Jackson Brown when he was young. And so I was having some trouble. I was at a tough point in my career. I was really struggling, trying to figure out what to do. And my uncle, who used to be mine and Zach's concert buddy, we used to go to concerts with him in New York, he said, I want you to come to the Beacon tonight and meet Jackson Brown. And so we went, and my uncle didn't show up to hang out with us. He stood us up, so just me and Zach. And we went
to the show, and we go inside, and after the show, a friend introduced us to Jackson Browne. We're waiting around to talk to him, and he came up and he gave me this really incredible advice. And I got to thank him recently. We played on a tribute to John Prine, and he was on it. And I reminded him of this, and he was very kind about it. But what he told me, I was having this hard time, and he said to me, everyone you remember did it their own way. So you have to follow your gut. And that advice changed my life. And I always was a big fan of Jackson Browne as a musician, but Jackson Browne, the man that night, really showed up for me. It was really wonderful. So I thank my Uncle Alan. He's done a lot of really wonderful things for me, but that night, that really kind of changed the course of my life in a lot of ways. And so I thought we'd play y'all a Jackson Browne song tonight because I love him. Why not? You know, he's been very good to me. So. I mean, don't clap yet. Let's see if we ruin it. Well, I've been out walking. I don't do that much talking these days. These days I seem to think a lot about the things that I forgot to do. For you, and all the times I had the chance to, and I had a lover. It's so hard to risk another. These days, now if I seem to be afraid to live the life that I have made in song, well, it's just that I've been losing for so long. So long. Well, I'll keep on moving on. Things are about to be improving these days. One of these days. These days I sit on cornerstones and count the time in quarter tones to 10. My friend, don't confront me with my failures. I have not forgotten them. Ooh. talk about my family a lot on stage, not just my nuclear family, my wife, my daughter, but I have a gigantic extended family. If you come to one of my shows, virtually anywhere in America, and you are standing at a bar by yourself, the odds of one of my cousins trying to get your phone number, virtually 100%. They're everywhere. There's so many of them. Doesn't matter your age, your gender. There's one out there for you.
They love to communicate.
They do.
They want to be in touch.
They
want
do.
your number. Yeah, that's real.
Zach's been a member of my family for 20 years now. I'm surprised you're not married to one of my cousins yet.
It happens still.
It's true. I have a lot. Some of them are still single. It's true. But I was talking about my Uncle Alan. I have so many relatives that come to see us. My Uncle Bill will come with him and my Aunt Michelle. They will bring a busload of people to the New York shows. They live in New Jersey, and they will come, and they are the rowdiest, drunkest people. I love them so much. It's so much fun. They have a friend whose name is Mike that all my friends refer to this 58-year-old man as Trouble Mike. Because when they see him, they know trouble is coming. But I love my family. I think some people, they get into music and they have the kind of relationship with their family where they say, the music is like, I'll show them. But my family, it's like, I'll show them. I'm going to do a good job. I want them to be proud of me, and I always have. And I set out on the road when I was very young, and I never really had a strong sense of place, like of belonging, but I always had my people. I always knew that I belonged to my people. I just never knew where my home was really, because I moved around as a child a lot. And so over the course of my career, I've written a lot of these kinds of songs that I'm about to play you next. This is called The Life in Your Years, and it's a sort of a prayer for my people that I wrote while I was out on the road. So we'll give it a shot. This is a brand new song. This is not out anywhere in the world, so we'll try not to ruin your first impression of it. All right. Everybody ready? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. I am calling my maker when my shift's finally done. Bring me home to my people, wrap me up in their love like a blanket crocheted by some hands passed away. I'm still praying their names, no matter how far I've strayed. And may the Lord bless and keep you when I'm so far away. God, protect all the babies, let them grow old and gray. And when I'm gone, please recall all the good I saw here. It's not the years in your life, it's the life in your years. I am fighting the pull of some neon and glass, but I'll end up on my ass if I go back to that. If you're passing through town, stopping by my mama's house, tell her I'm safe and sound, head 6 feet above ground. And may the Lord bless and keep her when I'm so far away. God, protect all her babies, let us grow old and gray. And when I'm gone, please recall all the good I saw here. It's not the years in your life, it's the life in your years. And may the Lord bless and keep you when I'm so far away. God, protect all our babies, let them grow old and gray. And when
I'm gone, please recall all the good I saw here. It's not the years in your life, it's the life in your years. It's not the years in your life, it's the life in your years. Stuck the landing. It could have gone either way. It's a brand new song. I don't know. I'm pretty proud of us.
I like how you're setting the bar low so that the expectations can be higher. Or they're lower, actually.
Yeah, we're trying to keep everybody's expectations as low as possible.
Yeah.
That's kind of my MO up here.
We love exceeding them, hopefully.
We don't want to disappoint you. So, I live here in Nashville, so do all of my friends up here. We have made this town our home. I have a 6-year-old daughter. She's in the 1st grade. My wife and I are delighted by her daily, but it's hard. How many people have kids? You can hear it in their voices, how hard it is. They went, Those woos were sad. Those are the woos of broken people. We love our children, but they beat us down. And you know, I love my daughter. I do, and I love being in a position where we can raise this child and getting to spend time watching her and seeing the world through her eyes. But sometimes it's so difficult just getting through the daily stuff of raising kids that it's easy to forget to take a moment and appreciate the beauty of the whole thing. They're little for such a short window of time, and I try to slow down sometimes and remind myself that one day she'll be big, and I'll be wishing for these moments, however difficult and exhausting they may be sometimes. So I wrote this song for myself and for my wife to remind us that this is a beautiful part of our lives, a beautiful moment. And so this song is called The Good Old Days. Everybody cool? You guys good? When the babies are grown up and they move so far away to live their lives only cause sometimes we'll learn to be okay. But one day we'll long for the chaos of this crowded, messy house, 'cause the good old days are happening right now. I will remember you walking towards me in that dress long after I've forgotten my own name. 'Cause every other thing about me cracks and fades away. The way I love you stays and stays and stays. When the babies are grown up and they move so far away to live their lives only cause sometimes we'll learn to be okay. But one day we'll long for the chaos of this crowded, messy house, 'cause the good old days are happening right now. I used to carry you 20 blocks home on my back, late nights when your shoes would hurt your feet. Seems 1,000 lives ago, but the memory's just as sweet. And you kept me safe from much worse things than glass out in the street. When the babies are grown up and they move so far away to live their lives only cause sometimes we'll learn to be okay. But one day we'll long for the chaos of this crowded, messy house, 'cause the good old days are happening right now. May I get to wait beside you 20,000
are grown up and they move so far away to live their lives only cause sometimes we'll learn to be okay. But one day we'll long for the chaos of this crowded, messy house, 'cause the good old days are happening right now. Yes, the good old days are happening right now. Thank you. This next song is about one of my cousins, actually. There's a little theme running through this evening. I feel blessed. I feel like we throw that word around, but I feel blessed to have both a community of people who I have chosen to bring into my life. I was just talking, I was backstage. It's funny, I did this last week, I was on the radio, I talked about Robert, but I was talking to my friend Robert Kelly. He's also an incredible songwriter, Robert Shirey Kelly. He's a dear friend of ours, and we were talking about how lucky we were to have found each other, just like real light Wednesday night conversation, just how lucky we were to have found each other. But I have been lucky to have family who I love, and I have such good friends. I'm in a band now with 4 people. The three of you, I'd pick you up at the airport. I'll pick you up, which is like the greatest measure of friendship, I think.
At 4 o'clock in the morning?
Anytime. I will come get you at any
Anytime.
time. I'll bitch. I don't know if you can say bitch on the radio. I said it twice. But I'm going to complain. But I'm going to come get you. I will. I'd bail you out of jail as well.
Wow.
I would bail you out of jail. I would complain, but I would do it because,
Thank you.
yeah, no problem.
Again?
Yeah. One time I got arrested many years. This is when I was getting arrested. This is a long time ago. I used to be a different sort of character. And one time I got arrested and I texted Zach before they took my phone away. I said, "In the slammer, get money." Like they were just gonna let him bail me out. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning in New York City. In the slammer. I'm not gonna send any more of those text messages. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. I'm trying to keep myself out of trouble these days. But so I wrote this song. This is a story from a long time ago. I have a cousin. We were in the same grade in school, which is a few months apart in age. And when we were seniors in high school, he signed up for the Marine Corps. And so his first day of Marine Corps boot camp was September 11th, 2001. Yeah, it was pretty intense. And so he thought that he was signing up and, he was going to have some adventures and then come home and go on with his life, go to college. And it turned out, obviously, there was a war that he had to go and fight, and there were difficult times. And while this was happening, I was out trying to make my music start, the beginnings of my career, my first real attempts to do the thing in earnest. And we used to spend a lot of time together when we were in the same place. And I remember I was somewhere on the road, and I thought, God, I wonder where he is right now and what he's doing. One of those like somewhere out there moments, like are we looking up at the same moon? Is it even nighttime? What's happening? Where is he? And I think for both of us, I couldn't have imagined where my life took me, and I'm sure he couldn't as well. He's got 4 beautiful children. I don't know. I couldn't imagine him having 4 children. If you would have told me when we were 18 years old that he was going to have 4 kids, I would have laughed in your face. And then he was going to be responsible. He's so responsible. It's crazy. It freaks me out, honestly. But if you would have told us where we would have ended up, neither one of us would have believed you at that time. And I remember all of the fear and all the possibility that we encountered in those moments. And so I wrote this song for him and for myself. It's a little meditation on growing up and coming of age and what that meant for the two of us. And so I want to make sure that my guitar is in tune because I don't want to embarrass myself on the radio. But this is called Wait and See.
cursing teenage Marines till the TJ police came and broke up the scene. Damn the stars, they seem brighter down here. Haven't looked up in years since I left where I'm from. Remembering St. Augustine wasn't quite 23 with a bag full of secrets in a maze of concrete. In a busted lift I came by honestly. What will become of me? I guess we're just waiting headed south and setting at us again. Carried slow by the wind, broke as I've ever been, buried deep. All the beauty I keep, drank tequila so cheap that they should have paid me. Then I woke up alone with my hand on the phone and nobody to call who'd invite me back home. Was I chased all this away by my chemistry? What will become of me? I guess we'll just wait and see. I'll come down off the cross. Sometimes we all get lost. I'm so sick of myself. Can't afford what it costs to be drowned in a sea of my memory. What will become of me? I guess we'll just wait and see. Thank you very much. So, as we discussed before, my mom really did get a Mustang when she was 24 years old. I was 5 years old, and my brother was 1, turned 2 around then, I guess. And my mom was really fun. We had a lot of fun growing up, because we grew up together. I was born 2 weeks after her 19th birthday, and so we had to learn a lot of stuff together, which was a really distinctive part of our experience, the two of us, you know, because she didn't get to be 23 years old and go to the club with her friends that she wanted to go to without first tending to her children to make sure someone was watching them. I remember my mom, by the way, while we're doing this, somewhere about, I'm going to say this is 1988, 1989, and in New Jersey, where my family, where we come from, in New Jersey, the 80s lasted until like 1997. The hairstyle, that giant hair, like when you imagine a lady in New Jersey in the 1980s, we had that till like 2002 actually, probably, really. Like you could walk into a pizzeria at any time and see that hairdo like
but George W. Bush was president. They were still giving out that hairdo. And anyway, I remember my mom and all her girlfriends getting all dolled up to go to a club. That's how close we are in age. And I remember her going out dancing. It's pretty adorable. But I remember the car. The car was it's a distinct memory. But honestly, the thing I remember the most, the vehicle we had that I felt the most attached to, we got a minivan, and she figured out after the Mustang, after we got past that point in our lives where we were acting out and getting little tiny sports cars. That's a royal we, but after we got rid of that Mustang, we got this minivan, and I loved the minivan so much because as a kid, it's like the most luxurious thing in the world. It's like getting in a Rolls Royce. There's so much room for activities in a minivan, and so I remember. The thing I remember most about the Mustang is how happy it made me when we got a minivan, because then I was like, oh, we're like other people now. Now we have a minivan.
That song's on the next album.
Yeah, Mama Drove a Minivan is the next. And now Mama Drove a Hyundai. That's going to be 3 records from now. It's like brought to you by.
Oh, maybe they'll give us a car.
Yeah, that would be adorable. Maybe we could get. I want a minivan. Great. We would be so. Imagine us going out doing activities in a minivan.
Yeah, maybe like with a Mustang logo on it.
Oh. We can do this all night. We got to play this song otherwise. Otherwise, we're just going to sit here and do shtick all night. This is what it's like to walk through Home Depot with the two of us. We're just doing this all night. I want to thank WMOT for letting us do this. I love getting to play a gig where I don't have to like go to Portland. Like I can wake up tomorrow and walk my kid to school. So I'm stoked to be here. I listen to WMOT in my car, so I feel cool. I feel really important right now. All right, Zach, give it to him. Songs and fiddle keys, burning bright as kerosene. I left home to chase a dream ain't what I found. Fighting mad in the neon lights, I came to as they read my rights. At least I know where I'll sleep tonight, so I guess it ain't all bad. Mama drove a Mustang when she was 25. I was 6 years old. How the hell we stay alive? She flew down the highway just like Petty in his prime. Mama drove a Mustang when she was 25. String around my neck, nicotine on navy white. It ain't quite Christmas yet. And I would find a payphone now, but payphones don't exist. Thankful for what I still have and mourning all I'll miss. Mama drove a Mustang. She was 25. I was 6 years old. How the hell we stay alive? She flew down the highway just like Petty in his prime. Mama drove a Mustang when she was 25. Well, I got pretty much everything I'd ever wanted, but I still didn't feel like enough. I was a sinner in the hands of an angry God, trying to figure out who I was. I ran so far alone, I forgot my way home. Was like hell, I had just turned around. It turns out what I need, I refuse So we've reached the end of our evening. We've got another song we're gonna play for you. The first record that I ever made in Nashville after I moved here is called Work. And I have a song with that name. I moved to Georgia the summer I turned 12 years old. I moved to Georgia. And when I was in high school, I used to work on this loading dock, and sometimes I would go and unload trucks before school. And I remember looking around on this loading dock at some of these older guys doing the job. In fact, one of my high school friends, his father worked at this place too. And I thought, if I'm not careful, I could be here forever. I could never get off this loading dock. This could be my life forever. And I had a teacher when I was a kid, and she said to my mother, she said, every boy that I've ever taught who was like this one ended up in prison. And so, yeah. And so my mother is sitting there. You can already imagine my mother a little bit. My mother is quite fiery. And so this woman said, if I were you, I wouldn't send this boy to high school. In fact, I would send him to learn a trade because I think that is the only way to save him. And my mother, first of all, I was going to public school in Georgia. It's not like I was trying to, go to Yale or something. I'm talking about trying to learn algebra in Georgia. Like, it's probably fun. Like, anybody can do it. But my mother, to her credit, she said a bunch of stuff that you're not allowed to say on the radio. So, and then at every juncture of my life since then, anything that I have ever accomplished, my mother has been like, we're going to take a picture of this, and I'm going to send it to this lady. I'm like, Mom, you're going to track down an 85-year-old former middle school teacher to send her a picture of this program from an event that I played on, or like my college diploma? Like, I think we got to let this go. She's like, you got to let it go. I don't have to do anything. So my mother did not let this go. I'm sure right now she would go to whatever nursing home this lady is in and be like, nah, 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 he's on the radio. God bless her. My family is nothing if not supportive. They are. And so I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure that this would work. I had never known anyone who made music and made a living at it. I just knew that I loved to make music. And Levon said one time, he said in his book, he said, I knew that if I wanted to stay off that plow, I had to stay on that guitar. And I kind of felt like if I wanted to stay out of that prison, I needed to stay on this guitar, learn to write these songs. So that's what I did. And that is the thing that carried me from the life that I was supposed to have to the life that I have now, which I'm so thankful for. I'm so blessed to be here. Thank you. Thank you. And I want to thank WMOT for having us. I want to thank my friends, Caitlin Rates, Zach Bergman, and Matt Spilia here for doing this incredible thing. Y'all so good. Every time I say your last name, I feel like I say it wrong, Matt, by the way. I probably do. Matt, you say your last name. I did it? I do it right? Yeah, I know. I get nervous, though. It's a tricky one. So anyway, we appreciate y'all being here with us, and we're going to play this last song. It's called Work, and I'm Ron Pope. Thank you. Everybody in tune? I'm in tune with feeling one more time. 5:30 a.m. feeling like the ace of spades. 15 years old, work till the sun comes, then I'm off to school again. Working my back as a young man taught me I'd rather work my mind. So we cop a little smoke and crack a couple jokes, just trying to learn to survive. I wanted to work to live, no, not just live to work.
teacher, she told my mother that she'd better find me a trade. Because boys like me, well, we all grow up to be long-term guests of the state. And I worked hard because I had to. I never found much luck till I built my world round a Georgia girl who told me that I was enough. That's true. I wanted to work to live, no, not just live to work. I had a pain deep in my bones beneath my t-shirt. Was a young man singing an old man's song, paying with my last dimes. But working to live beats living to work anytime. Sometimes at night I wake with a shiver, sweat soaking clean through my sheets. But then I remember I am who I am, not who they said I would be. Yeah, I wasn't born with nothing except a voice and common sense. Maybe that's why I took off running the first chance that I had. I wanted to work to live, no, not just live to work. I had a pain deep in my bones beneath my t-shirt. Was a young man singing an old man's song, paying with my last dime. Working to live beats living to work anytime. Oh, working to live beats living to work anytime. I'm Ron Pope. Thank you all so very much for coming to see us and for listening at home.
Should we stand up?
Ron Pope live on WMOT for Wired In. Thank you, Ron. So you're getting ready to head out on a big world tour, right?
Yes, I am. We are going on the road in just a few weeks.
Wow. So thanks for coming back to play for us in February for Finally Friday. And then you have a show at Basement East, I think, at the end of that tour.
Yes, March 15th at Basement East, so come hang out with us. We will also rock that night, in addition to rolling. I guess this is rolling.
This was a beautiful set. I love the way you guys, the instrumentation and the way you presented the songs. It was really great. Thank you all so much. Thank you for being here. And thank you to Amythyst Kiah. Yes. And you were hilarious, too. Thanks for the stories. It was a lot of fun. I'm Anna Lee. Thank you so much for being here with us tonight, and thank you for supporting WMOT. We are back here January 8th with Mindy Smith and Ray Benson. Yes, I hope to see you there. It's going to be a really fun one. Get home safely. Have a great night. And once again, thanks for listening and supporting WMOT. Thanks to Ron Pope and to Amythyst Kiah. Have a good night.